Ladies in red. Ladies in red. Ladies in red. Discuss the latest news, just fans giving their views. This channel is red. They see the bar and raise it, plus they rep for the ladies. Trust it's red. Female voices in football. Red. If you want to talk up, it's a red channel for me and you. Subscribe and tune into the Ladies in Red.
Hi guys, welcome back to Ladies in Red. It seems like forever since I've said that intro and seen that intro, and yeah, buzzing to be back behind the camera. I hope you're all doing good as well. Firstly, let me say a massive welcome back to Zeo too. Zeo, how are you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Better than I was last week, honestly. I've been ill and stuff, hence why there's been no content. So apologies for that, but I am back. And there's a few people who are back. Casemiro's back after today's game. Everton is back, and also we'll talk about that as well. But firstly, Zeo, your thoughts on today's game? I mean, I'm smiling after that. I'm smiling.
Yeah, I like how much chance creation there was. I know there was some misses. I was really getting mad at certain players, but I just love how many chances we seem to have, and we split them open a lot. There's always players looking for forward runs and playing balls over, so it's really good. Like I think there was a lot of positives to take from that, so it's good.
Definitely, yeah,
definitely. Beat them like by about 4 or 5 easily.
I think that's mainly negative, and it has been for a lot of the time this season. I think when we are on top, like we don't put, like you say, we don't put the chances away. And you look at our goal difference and the table, and it really reflects it. Just think that we're not clinical enough. Yeah. I'm hoping that when we do get a proper striker, that'll change. Obviously, Martial is back now. I'm hoping it improves with that. He loves a goal against Everton as well. Obviously, Rashford putting on a plate for him, which is nice to see. Some madness in Martial on Twitter, by the way, yesterday. I don't know if you saw it, but I was a bit like, what
the girls on the motorway.
Yeah, what's going on? I was like, what am I on? I was on it. I don't know what I was seeing. I was thinking, surely
that's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen for a footballer. I don't know what's going on there either.
I know. Dean said, good to have you back. Not seeing much of his raid. Yeah, apologies, Dean. Obviously, I've been off for like about a week and a half now, nearly 2 weeks. I have been pretty ill. I had a little spell away as well, but I have also been ill, so apologies for that. And the same to Red Devil. Yeah, not being well, but I'm feeling much better, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. But yeah, Martial having a madness off the pitch, but I'm glad to see him getting back and actually scoring. I mean, what's his mindset going into today's game? Like, I'm right thinking that those two aren't even with, like, one of those two aren't even with Martial. Like,
I literally don't have any idea.
I can't keep up. I cannot keep up with it all. Too much drama for me. But he's scoring, and that's all I'm bothered about. To be fair, I ain't bothered about what's going on off the pitch. But yeah, obviously a lot of positives today. I mentioned already this was our last game without Casemiro. He is now back. Obviously, we've got Sevilla on Thursday, Forest away on Sunday, and then Sevilla again. Like, how are you feeling with Casemiro coming back in? Like, does that reassure you a little bit more going into these games?
Yeah. I was saying to someone earlier, when Casemiro's playing, I feel like I've got this we're guaranteed to win feeling when he plays, and when he doesn't, I'm like worried. I feel like I was saying he was our best player, but what I mean is our most key player, I think. I think he's vital to the team, and he just relaxes everybody. So yeah, I need him back in. Like, we will be the Man United that we still love them now because they're still doing great, but we'll just be the more secure Man United that just we're confident about.
Yeah, he definitely gives us a bit more confidence in that midfield. But I don't want to take anything away from McTominay. McTominay gets a lot of stick, and I actually think McTominay today and last game as well, I think he's been pretty solid for us, and I think he deserves a bit of credit. Nice to see him getting on the score sheet as well today. So fair play to McTominay. Of course, we know the levels are totally different with Casemiro, but I just want to shout him out because I think that McTominay actually is putting a good stint. Hello to Ammon, hope you're doing good. Hello to Lawbreaker as well.
You'll get another red before the end of the season, by the way.
What? You never got a red before coming to United?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what it is, man. He's going to get another one. I can feel it.
He's the target, though. He's targeted. I don't care what anyone says. We've seen similar tackles going on in different games and nothing's been done about it. But because it's Casemiro and because it's United, red card. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know that there's always extra scrutiny on our players, especially right. Casemiro, it seems. But it is so frustrating. As I just said, there's lots of positives, but there's also a negative in there as well. The fact that Rashford seems to have pulled his groin. He stopped straight away, didn't he? He hobbled off. I'm hoping that he's stopped because he felt a niggle and it's not as bad as it first seems to be, like the Luke Shaw situation where apparently it isn't as bad as it first seems. But the way that he walked off, he seemed pretty down about it, didn't he? Like, that is a big concern, isn't it?
That's a blow. That's like almost a goal a game. That's a blow that is, and hopefully it isn't as bad as it seemed when he was walking off. Because yeah, I don't know. Red Horse can't step in. I know Martial's here, but if he has to step in already, he's going to get injured again. So it's a big blow, and I really, fingers crossed, because that is not good for
It
us.
seems like it's like one step forward, two steps back, isn't it? We get Ericsson
Yeah.
back, Martial back, and then Rashford, our best player this season, is injured. Touchwood, like I say, hopefully it's not too severe. But I want to shout out as well, Sabitzer. Sabitzer is a player, obviously, we signed. Not really knowing full on, obviously, it's a name that has been battered around that a lot of people linked United in the past. He was at Bayern Munich, didn't quite break into their first 11. I'll be honest, today I thought that Sabitzer was quality. He was playing a more advanced role. He was linking the play a bit more. He's not afraid to get a shot off as well, and he has got a bit of a banger in his locker. I'm not going to lie. I've seen some of his goals for Austria and at Leipzig and whatnot as well. So he has got a goal in him. But I've been impressed with him, and obviously with Ericsson coming back, you feel like he's the one to maybe drop out a bit more. But Sabitzer today, again, he's another positive. He adds that squad depth. Would you keep him in the summer, Zeo? The rumours are about 20 million, I believe. Like, do you think Sabitzer's one that we should take a punt on and keep him? In the chat as well, let me know your thoughts.
I don't know, man. He does seem like a steady player. He seems reliable. He seems like he can be depended on. Seems like a good backup. But I don't know. There's probably... How old is he?
I like him. I actually don't know his age, you know.
Because I'm thinking
he's not
there might
that
be...
old, though. He's like 29 or something. I don't know.
So I think for 20 million and the way he is, I feel like we can get a younger player that can do the same job that he's been doing. But I guess
I'm not saying... Yeah, he's 29. He's 29.
I guess there's a gamble at the same time, though, because if he slots in and he's already doing that, then you should probably go with that. But then if you can find a younger player...
I'm not saying, we'll keep Sabitzer and don't sign another midfielder. Like, we know we need another midfielder, at least one.
Who are we,
because we need a Casemiro-esque. No, but we need like a Casemiro-esque. Yeah, true.
If we sign him, that's it. Like, no striker either. Joke.
don't say that. Wake Horse is staying on a permanent. No, to be fair, like, he's a squad player.
Horse, Red Devil, get out, man.
Why you want to keep him?
That's what he's saying. Like, kick him out, block him.
Nah, I wouldn't do that to Red Devil. Sabitzer, I would keep Sabitzer. Wake Horse, probably not. Like, for me, Martial would be kept as more as a rotation. Would he be happy with that? I thought that is the question, and then we get a proper 9 in. That's what I would do. But I can see why he's saying that, though. Like, if he's happy to be a rotation man and Martial isn't, like, he's a backup player, we want squad depth. I'm not saying, we had this conversation in the past. No, I'm not saying Red Horse next season should be our leading striker. Of course he shouldn't. No way should he be. That's not what I'm saying. But we need to boost our options on the bench, and that's why I would keep Sabitzer, because I feel like Sabitzer, any of those midfield roles he can play. He's played further forward today, and I think he was effective. He's played in the deep role, and I think he's been effective. The unfortunate thing for Sabitzer is whenever we've really seen him, he's been alongside Fred or McTominay.
Yeah,
I want to see him there with like Ericsson,
Casemiro. Yeah. I think he'll get the chance, though. He'll get the chance.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would say about Sabitzer, but I like what I've seen of him, and he seems happy at United, so I'd definitely keep him.
The Red Devil's actually trying to wind me up.
You're too easy to rattle. We need a top class midfielder. However, we need better backups too. Exactly. I'm not saying we get Sabitzer and don't sign another midfielder. We need like a more of a Casemiro-esque midfielder. We know we do. Look how big of a step down it is when Casemiro isn't playing. We can all see that. But I'm just saying, I think Sabitzer, he gives us good options, good cover for any of those midfield. And like I say, he played further forward today, and I think he was effective there as well. And it's always nice to have that. And his spirit as well, he doesn't stop running. Does not stop running. Not afraid to put a foot in. How many players have we seen like half like dangling a foot into challenges and stuff like that? Like Sabitzer isn't one of them. Like he will go in for a challenge. He doesn't hold back, and he loves being at United apparently. And he seems that way, to be fair. So I'm hoping that we can keep him for 20 million in today's market. I think that would be a steal, to be fair, for a player like Sabitzer. So hopefully we can keep him, but we definitely obviously need more options. But Sancho is a player who's had a lot of scrutiny, for myself included. I was losing patience. I won't say I'd given up on him, but I was losing patience with him because I was thinking, he's against Newcastle in particular, he was jumping out to challenges, and I'm thinking, hang on, dangling a leg. Like, if you're going to come on, like, at least put yourself about. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want to see from players. And I was frustrated. I was frustrated with Sancho, and it's been a growing frustration because I feel like there's only so much patience you could have. Now, I'll hold my hands up and say, you know what, last 2 games, I think Sancho has actually been much better. I think Sancho has been confident on the ball. He's like the little 1-2s and whatnot. He's had his head up. He's had a bit of a flair to his play, a bit of a swagger, which is what you saw when he was at Dortmund, in all fairness, but you haven't seen it here. And obviously, we've been patient with him. We've been very patient with him, and he's frustrated me. And I also get that he hasn't got a top-class centre-forward to play into and feed off, which is, I think, the way that Sancho likes to play, and he hasn't had that. So, of course, you have to accept that. But I will say, praise where it's due. I think last 2 games, Sancho's been a lot more positive. I mean, what's your thoughts on his performances of the last week or so?
I get people's frustration, and I feel like since he's come to United, it's been kind of not the Sancho that we used to. We've just been seeing like little glimpses of what we want.
Yeah.
So we know he's capable of it. I think he needs a nice run of games and just to keep building his confidence. I think as his confidence builds and as the team just keep doing better and he's allowed to take more risks, I think we'll get to see the Sancho that we want to see. I think it is still to come, and I think it will come.
Yeah.
And I think he's showing that he's capable of it because he shows it in glimpses. In even bad games he plays, he shows glimpses of it. So I think it will come, and I think it's going to be patience. And just as the team solidifies itself more, I think Sancho will become a key player for our team. I hope so anyway. But the only worry I do have is if Rashford keeps firing like that on that side, and then we do get a striker in, is Sancho going to go to the other side? I don't know. Is he going to battle with Antony? I don't know. I'm not sure. Will he fit in before he gets to show what he's capable of? I'm not sure.
Yeah, Antony's an interesting one that you mentioned as well, because Antony, for me, I like him. And don't get me wrong, I know at times a lot of the time he's predictable. He's going to come in on that left, you know. There's one point today actually where he went round on the right and he tried to cut it back, and I was thinking that's what we want to see. We want to see him making it up. But what I like about Antony is the balance that he gives us though. How many times do you see him tracking back? Like he's not afraid to track back. Like he's proper up and down. It was always that outlet in the first half, that big switch. And I know there was chances that we should have put away.
He's slower than I thought he was.
See, he impressed me today because Godfrey he was up against. Godfrey is rapid.
Is he?
And
okay.
He's electric. And I was thinking Antony's not going to get the beating of him today. No way. Godfrey's too fast. He's not going to pace him. And then many times we got him behind him. And I was thinking fair play has actually surprised me because he's rapid. I've never really seen anyone run the outside of Godfrey. He's known for his pace. Bit of a dead baller, but he's rapid. And I feel like Antony, in his second season, I feel like he'll really excel. I think in his first season, how many goals has he got? 7, 8, something like that?
Yeah.
For a winger in his first season, I don't think that's a bad introduction at all. And again, if we get that top-class striker who we can feed off, I do think that will help him. I think he seems a bit like Sancho in that sense, where he likes to play the little tippy-tappy football, likes to play around, do you know what I mean? He's not the type to get into the byline and cross it in, which is obviously what you want to see from a winger. But I don't know, I like Antony. I think he gives it, when he's not there, we're not as balanced. When he's there, He brings us a lot of balance. Like I say, he tracks back, he works hard. And considering how small he is, he's quite physical as well. Like he will stick a foot in. He's a bit of a ratter, and I feel like we miss him when he's not there. So Antony, I've actually been really impressed with. Yes, he should have scored today. Of course, he should have. I think we do also have to give some credit to Pickford as well. He made a few crash saves today. What is it?
There's that jammy guy though, man. Pickford is so jammy, man.
He is. Whenever we turn up and play, I remember times against Burnley and stuff where we literally have been peppering their goal, and the keepers always have a madness. Whenever we turn up, the other keeper has a madness. And I know a lot of it comes down to our finishing as well, but Pickford does deserve some credit as well. Hello to Doug. Doug, I hope you are doing good. Thanks for tuning in, Doug. But yeah, I thought Bruno Fernandes today dropped in a deeper role. I thought he dictated the play. He absolutely ran the show. I thought he was superb. Also thought he was superb in our last game as well. What's your thoughts in Bruno in that deeper role? Because I used to think, he's going to give me a heart attack in that deeper role. But I do think against, and this is no disrespect to Everton, but against the lesser teams where you're not going to have as much pressure on you there when you're receiving the ball, I feel like he likes to dictate the play. He's got the time to pick a pass. Against the likes of Liverpool, where they're going to press you high, I wouldn't put Bruno Fernandes deep, if I'm honest. I feel like he'd give the ball away. But against teams like today, I thought Bruno was quality, and I thought rightly got man of the match as well.
I think it suits him for the type of passes he plays. Like he's great at them crazy long diagonals where the ball flies up into the air and then dips really quickly. Like I think him deeper, it's nice that he's versatile to be able to do it as well. And I think it puts teams under pressure because as soon as he picks it up in there, he's looking instantly. And it's like teams have to be on the back pedaling instantly because it's like, it's like when we had Pogba and Pogba was able to do it. And I feel like Bruno adds that to our team in that position. And I was saying to someone today as well, since he's come, I feel like I can count on one hand the amount of games he hasn't played. Like this guy is so integral for us. Like, he's always, has it been 2 games or 1 game he hasn't played since he's arrived or something stupid like that?
Yeah. And it's amazing. He runs as well. He does not stop running. There's a point
not been injured.
Second half where Everton looked like they were going to counter attack. I think it was Iwobi who would have been through, and it's Bruno who's busting the gut to get back, and he just made a vital tackle. It brings that to the team as well. And don't get me wrong, he can be frustrating. I know he can. Some of his rash passing and whatnot, I get it. But when it comes off, it's absolutely class. And what you can never doubt about Bruno Fernandes is his work ethic. And the fact that rival teams hate him as well, I absolutely love that because that's a proper United leader for me. All rival teams hate him. because he has
Poor
got
Bob
that
was
like
sick.
hate. If he doesn't, it's one of them. If he doesn't play for your team, if he doesn't play for your team, then you hate him.
you hate
Like
him.
the
Yeah, you
Diego
hate
Costa
him.
kind of player. Yeah, like one of them. And I think Bruno is our version of that.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah. So what's
But
your
Bruno, Martinez, and Antony are that type of player where if he plays against you, you hate him. All three of them, you hate them because they're like evil, niggly, elbowy players.
Yeah, Martinez loves it, didn't he? Did you see McTominay kneeing Coleman up the arse as well?
No, I didn't. I missed it.
I loved it. Like Coleman, to be fair, he just fell over. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And then McTominay just like giving a knee up the arse.
Oh, is that when they started fighting? Because I didn't see what started
it.
Oh.
Yeah. Shouldn't have just flopped over like that, you idiot. And then he ended up getting mistake for the Martial goal. So that's like karma, I think. But now I feel
he's
like
so cool in front of goal, isn't he?
McTominay's got one of them. Yeah, he is. You don't really doubt him in front of goal. He's a great finisher. We just need to keep him fit. And that's why, as you know, I call him partial for a reason, because he's so in and out of games and in and out of seasons with his fitness and whatnot. There's no doubt in his finishing ability is top class. And I think Ten Hag can see that. And that's what's so frustrating. If he's not injured, he's got his women fighting on the motorway or whatnot. Like, there's always something going on with him. And it's so frustrating, isn't it? But he is a great finisher. You man still have Martial. Martial is a strength coming back. And like I say, it's like, you take a step forward and two back with Rashford being injured now. Like, I would have loved to have seen the front three of Sancho, Martial, Rashford more fluently from now until the end of the season, or even Rashford on the left and Antony on the right and Martial centrally. But unfortunately, I hate to say this, but if it is a groin injury, which it first looked, then that's Rashford out for a period, and that's awful news for us. And I'm just hoping that someone else can fill his boots. But the way that Rashford's been this season, he's been unplayable, hasn't he? Even today, like some of his runs in behind his movement and whatnot, like
he should have scored though. Oh my god, he should have scored.
Yeah, he should have. Well, it was so like for me, like when he could have took another touch and steadied himself. He didn't steady himself. He just hit it early. I think he would have took another touch because he was so fast compared to their centre backs. Like I don't think he realised actually how much time he would have had because he literally beaten to it.
I think he thought he wasn't going to make it in the first place, and then when he did, he was probably in shock. Yeah.
And he just tried to take it early, but he didn't have to. But I do think that Rashford is just such a weapon, isn't he? Like his pace is just unplayable at times, and that's what frustrates me. As for my man Martinez, he's already done 1,000% more than Pogba. I think everyone loves Martinez, don't they? I think I haven't known one person who hasn't respected Martinez since he's come in. Did you expect it though? Did you expect Martinez to be as good as he has been? I didn't. I'll be honest.
I fell for the hype as well. Where everyone was like, "Oh, he's too short to be a centre back." And I was annoyed because it's obviously look at this joker. Look at this joker. It's obviously our team, so I was annoyed, thinking, "Oh,
that's
it's
true
annoying."
though.
But he proved everyone wrong instantly. I'm on about Enoch. He's a joker.
Yeah.
He proved everyone wrong instantly, and he's one of the best centre backs for me in the Premier League. Like he's everyone, all rival teams hate him. That's what you want from your centre back. They all hate him.
Yeah, definitely. Who do you think then for top four, Zeo? Like, what hand on heart? How do you think he's finishing, including who's finishing first? Who's finishing first?
I really, I'm gonna go off this live and I'm gonna light some candles and some sage and pray that Man City come top, because I'm not saying that dirty team's name, and Enoch supports them as well. Not saying that dirty team's name, because I would do anything for them not to come top. I'll start handing out money to like homeless people and get my karma points up. City, then them. Who's playing tomorrow?
Liverpool against Arsenal tomorrow.
Who? I don't know who that second team that you just said is.
At Anfield, I believe, as well. At Anfield, so
come on, man.
That could be a big game in it. I think that could be a big game in the running. Obviously, they've still got to play City as well, so I think tomorrow's game is a big one. I do think though, if that team beat Liverpool tomorrow, then I think they've got it genuinely. But I ain't bothered about that. I'm just bothered about us getting top four. Like,
it's true. It is true. But at the same time, us top four and them not winning will be ideal for me.
Yeah. Well, City got Southampton today. You'd think that is a City win, but of course you can never predict it because Southampton are kind of scrapping to try and stay up. There's a few ex-Gooners playing for Southampton as well, with Walcott, Maitland-Niles and whatnot as well, I think. So, I mean, you imagine City are going to batter them, but we just know with this league you can never predict it. And who's going to get fourth then, in your opinion? So you've said, obviously, between those two, first and second, us third.
I can't put it past Newcastle. I almost want Newcastle to do it.
See, I like Newcastle, and I've got a close friend who's a Newcastle fan. But I'll be honest, Newcastle fans are getting just as annoying as Arsenal fans on Twitter. I can't bear it.
Are they? I don't know any.
Honestly, and maybe it's just because I know some Newcastle fans, but I'm just thinking, like, really, like, you're a bit cringy. You get me? But I genuinely, I want Newcastle to be back, like, where they should be. They're a massive club, and we've said this chat before. Like, genuinely, they definitely deserve to beat us last week. I knew they were beating us last week before we even kicked off. I'll be honest, you just knew it. They were going to get revenge. I knew it. You just knew because of the cup final. It was and no Casemiro, which was a big part in it. I just feared for that midfield genuinely at St James's, and I think most United fans hand on heart probably would have felt the same as I did going into that game. I wasn't super confident. Of course, I was kind of hoping I was wrong on that, but I don't know. There was just a vibe about it. But I feel like this season, they've obviously shut a lot of people up. They've done amazing, and they do deserve to be top four. Like you'd think Chelsea, Spurs, teams like that, do they deserve it over Newcastle? You say no.
Chelsea, no. They spent 7 million. Not million, that's nothing in football.
They've got
7 trillion. They spent £7 trillion on players, and they're still Chelsea don't deserve it. Newcastle, they've got the money and they haven't even fully used it yet. And it's like they've got the same similar team and they've just clicked, man. So I would like to see them do it. Tottenham, not really bothered about Tottenham, to be honest. So I would like to see City, blah, Man United, Newcastle.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it back Newcastle as well. The King of Green YouTube are back. It's been a while. Great to tune into your quality shows, legends, MEFC for like Blazers out. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. I appreciate the support as always. But I would like Newcastle to get it. Who do you think's going down then? Because the relegation race is pretty. I haven't
even looked at that,
So I think Everton will drop back into the bottom three now. Obviously, you've got Southampton who are there or thereabouts as well. West Ham are there or thereabouts. Leicester are there or thereabouts. There's honestly, like, it could be anybody. Like, it's mad. It's mad. And in the chat as well, let us know as well, obviously, who you think will go down. I'm going to tell you the table right now. And we'll see, because right now I'm pretty sure Everton have just dropped into it. Or they could drop into it after today's fixtures, sorry. So right now the bottom three are Southampton, Leicester and Bournemouth. Forest just above it, but obviously these like Forest, Bournemouth, Leicester and Southampton have still got to play. So any of them get a win, they're going to go above Everton, sorry. Leicester, obviously, I think they're going to announce Jesse Marsh, I believe.
Right.
The old Leeds manager.
Right.
The soccer manager. So that new manager bench, you think might keep them up, like, see them through. Soph and Zeo, who's your number one striker signing in the summer?
Kylian.
Who's your number one? Realistic, then. Let's keep it realistic. I mean, I've been with all of them, Mbappe, Rashford and Antony as a front three or whatnot, but yeah. Imagine Rashford. I always think of that, Rashford and Mbappe in the same team. Like, imagine being a centre back having to think about them too.
Oh yeah, allow it in it. That's like on the 3R days. That is.
Yeah, that is mental.
Realistically,
Osimhen would be mine. I know a lot of talk. I like Harry Kane, but from
man,
you don't like Harry Kane.
I just don't want him at my team. He's not a player that I like. I just don't take to him, even though he's a good player. I just don't take to him.
He's a goal scorer, though. He's proven that in the Prem. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? He'd be amazing for Rashford as well. Because, like, the way he likes to drop in and then pass it on is like Rashford would be like a son. Would you get what I mean?
His class as well. He's passing his class as well. But it wouldn't be my ideal based on his age and whatnot as well. But I do think he would slot in nicely at United. Then I feel like United seems if he does leave Spurs, it seems the most natural move for him.
Will they sell him to us?
You'd have to say United or Newcastle, wouldn't you? But Newcastle obviously have got Isaac, so I can't see that happening. So I think they would, but that's my other point. I think we'd get absolutely rinsed for him, which is another reason why I don't think we should be looking there, because I feel like we could get Osimhen, who's a lot younger, absolutely flying for Napoli, an exciting player, and a player that Ten Hag, I know, apparently is rating highly on his list as well. So, yeah. I wouldn't frown at Harry Kane, he just wouldn't be my number one. Do you know what I mean? I
feel like he would come and do well. It's just not the player I want. I just don't want that. I don't know. It's a weird.
Yeah, but you're just saying that because he's not like a flair player. Like you're big. Like you've gone from Kylian Mbappe to Harry Kane, like they're totally different players. Do you know what I mean? But he's a goal scorer.
I've never really liked Kane.
Southampton and West Ham.
Kane would be perfect for you.
Leeds, Southampton, and West Ham to go down.
That would be a mad relegation. That would.
West Ham, and that's the other thing. West Ham go down. What's going to happen with Declan Rice?
Straight to us.
Or Arsenal, apparently. Apparently, he went out for Jesus' birthday or something.
They
with
can't
all the
afford
Arsenal players. If they go down, West Ham, I'd much rather him come to United again. I think, you know me, I've said for a long time I really like Declan Rice. But is he the kind of midfielder that Ten Hag wants? He seems a more Frankie de Jong kind of
Probably
fan.
be Newcastle, Declan Rice.
That ain't a bad shout, to be fair. Him with Bruno in that midfield for them. Harry Kane would be perfect for you. So I've seen that. How do you feel about Greenwood? I mean, I know we both spoke about Greenwood
It don't
in the
matter how
past.
anyone
For
feels
me,
about him. Like,
yeah. For me, Greenwood will be carry on playing, but I don't think he'll be at United. I think he'll play elsewhere, and I think that's probably the right call.
Is that how it's looking?
Well, I don't know. I don't like to speculate.
Yeah.
Obviously, the rumours are that is the plans are going to sit down with the club at the end of the season and whatnot. For me, we can still get decent fee for Greenwood. Obviously,
What?
he's a top talent. Yeah, he's a top talent. Like, if you're thinking like teams like in Italy and teams like different countries, like they're paying the money for Greenwood.
It's true,
definitely.
In Italy, I don't think they'll
He's
care
young.
about what's. Yeah.
He's young. He's a talent, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he doesn't ever play again. I think he will play again, but I think it'll be elsewhere. I don't think it'll be in the Prem.
Right.
But that's my stance on it. Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs, and I'm not going to speculate about stuff I don't know about. But rumours are he's going to sit down with the club, have a conversation at the end of the season, and kind of go from there. But I think there's still value in a move.
I
for
think
him,
he's
and
done
I
at
think
United. Yeah, he can't
Yeah,
play
I
for
do.
us. I think too many fans really against it.
If Harry Kane doesn't move, he'll end up like Shearer, great player, next to 0 medals.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shearer did win something though, didn't he? Like Shearer did win the Premier League, but Harry Kane, surely, I know he wants to break the records, but surely he wants the accolades to go with it as well. He wants some kind of silverware. You have to. As a footballer, you've got to want that, surely.
You'd think so. But if Spurs sign Pogba, Red Devil, then I reckon like it will help Harry Kane get to where he needs to.
I remember when Spurs signed in Ndombele, and we thought he was going to be like the next big thing in
he didn't do much,
just went bad.
I was jealous of that signing. I was so jealous of that signing.
Yeah, a lot of United fans wanted him. I remember a lot of United fans wanted him. But let's get back onto United anyway. Sevilla on Thursday, Zeo.
Yeah.
Quarterfinal, first leg of the Europa.
Is Rashford playing before you ask me?
I don't think we're going to have Rashford in that one. But we will have Casemiro. We've got Eriksen back. How are you feeling going into that? Because Sevilla's always one of the teams, isn't it? Like, it's always a bogey team for us. We always seem to struggle. And I know we've beat Spanish teams in the run-up to this, including Barcelona. But, how are you feeling?
I just think with Rashford, I don't even care. Like, it's like I know with Casemiro and Rashford, yeah. But without him, I'm just thinking, who's scoring? We can't guarantee 2 goals without Rashford, I don't feel like. It's not a guarantee. So it's a bit scary. Oh.
We've got Martial back, though.
I know, but
I'm just asking
how trying to injure him.
Going into it.
I'm not super confident, no, without Rashford. Not even through his just goal scoring, just through his threat and the fear he installs in players, man.
Yeah, I think it goes over 2 legs, which probably is a bit helpful to us.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to get a job done on one night. Do you know what I mean? Like, our back us over 2 legs, I think. Over 2 legs, I think our back us. I don't think it's going to be easy, though. I feel like we are going to kind of scrape it out. But I am confident that we can go through to the semi-finals. And obviously, a lot of people are still saying treble is on because we've won the League Cup, still in the FA Cup and Europa quarter-final. So it'd be nice, wouldn't it, to get through to the semis and beat Sevilla. But I do think it's going to be tight. It's got to be Weghorst or Martial, isn't it? It's got to be one of the two.
Martial can't play that full game. I'm stressed. I ain't gonna.
And then we've got in between that we've got Forest away as well, and let's not underestimate that. I've just said to you, they're in the bottom 3 at the minute. They're fighting to stay up.
Yeah.
That's going to be a hard ground to go to as well. Our away form has been abysmal of late, so I do fear like that in the middle of the 2 Europa League games is a worrying fixture as well. Like Sevilla aside, I do think that Forest game is a tricky one, especially if we ain't got Rashford. But we have already been to Forest and won obviously in the League Cup, so we've proven we can do it. But like I say, they're literally fighting for their lives at the minute, so I think that's going to be an awkward one in between the 2 Thursday games as well. But we shall see. But I'm going to focus on the positives. We beat Everton today. Should have been by more, but it was a comfortable win nonetheless. Martial coming back and scoring. Eriksen is back. And we've got Casemiro back for the next game, which is a big, big plus. Zeo, shout out your show, firstly, because I'm sure we'll have some people tuning in from Brum. So let them know when your show is.
I got a show in Birmingham. If you like grime and rap, 140 music, as well as there's going to be some metal rap as well. We've got some bands performing there that do metal rap. So it's going to be kind of music for different types of people. So yeah, in Birmingham at the Flapper, 19th of May, only £6 to get in. And it's going to be my biggest show yet. And it's going to be sick. And you'll be able to meet Sophie there because she's going to be there. Be able to meet poor Pogba there because he's going to be there. You'll be able to meet Enoch there because I'm sure he's going to be there. Yeah, it's going to be sick, man. There's some good acts booked, and yeah, I'm going to make sure it's a special night. So anyone that's into live music,
yeah,
obviously
definitely
not you
go
from
and check it
Trinidad,
out.
Dwight.
Unless you can get over Dwight, you're welcome, of course.
Yeah.
A great performance from Ahmad, 2 goals. Ahmad, special shout out to him. He's absolutely flying for Sunderland at the minute. Love it, absolutely flying. Enoch, I'll probably meet you there then. Cool. But yeah, Zeo, make sure you go and check out all of his Zeo Leonardo and everything, isn't it, Zeo? Am I right?
Yeah, but say yours because that's more interesting.
So go and follow Zeo and everything. Get some tickets to his show if you are about or can get to Brum on that date. £6 in. Like I say, I'll be there as well, so you can get a chance to meet me too. And yeah, my socials are Soph Richo on Twitter, Soph Richo with a kiss on the end of it on Instagram. So please go and give me a follow there. And I'll be back this week with more content for sure. Is Sophie dancing on top of the speakers? I might well be. From the end, who knows? If he drops the Ladies in Red intro, I'll be there.
Yeah, you know what? I'll drop it.
I'll be on it. But yeah, guys, please hit a like on the video, hit the sub, and of course follow Zeo as well and myself. And come on, United, roll on the next game. And can't wait to see Casemiro back. I can't wait for it. Let's go. Cheers, guys. Have a good one.